So first we're gonna start with these beautiful roses, and we're gonna use a piping nail, and at this point I am using tip number 104. And I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paint. It used to be a berry, or it was a berry that went wrong, and I'm just going to start piping and turning the piping nail at the same time. And I'm going to let my hand shake just a little bit because I want it to create these beautiful ruffles on the petals. I then covered it just a little so the red doesn't show through. For this step, I'm using a tip number 127. You could also use a 123. I'm using a blend of peach and yellow together now, as opposed to the center where I just use peach and clear. After that, I go in with this tip number 128. It's quite large and it's got mostly yellow and white, and I just continue doing that same motion, but it creates much larger petals. So it really creates a beautiful stacked rose. Look how pretty! And then carefully slide it onto your whatever it is you're using. I'm using a piece of board here, and then look how pretty these are looking. And you saw they changed a little when they dried because I used some clear Gaffrey medium in this. So the colors shifted and they looked absolutely gorgeous. So now we're just gonna go in and we're gonna use another berry, and this time we're going to make a much smaller rose. So we're going back in with our tip number 104. Just make sure you twist your bag and keep it tight or tense in your hand. You want to maintain a lot of ability to flow with your hands. You want to be able to just squeeze a little bit and have a lot of impact. So first I created that little curly Q in the center, then I noticed I had to wipe off my tip. Sometimes you have to make sure that your tip is remaining clean. And then I love to follow a structure where I do kind of a curly Q in the middle, then I put 3 around that, and then I like to put 5 and then 7. Sometimes it works out that way, sometimes they don't quite fit. So just go ahead and do what you think is best at the time. So this one's now done. For this one, I only used the tip number 104 and then the 127 for the outer petals. Look how beautiful they look. They're so delicate and so shiny. So now what we're creating is this poppy. So look how much I'm shaking the tip as I'm piping it, because it creates such the perfect ruffles for this. And I love to do 3 and then 3 on the inside. So 3 on the outside, 3 on the inside. This is piping tip number 127. Look how pretty. And then slide it on over, and another one. I love making these. They feel so organic and so, they have so much impact. And I love that, and I love using them. I love making them, I love using them. And they're just so gorgeous. Look at that, perfection. I love these so much. So now I'm going to show you very quickly using tip number 1M how I made these with some leftover paint. Have a great day, you guys. I love hanging out with you. Bye.